Hey guys, Chris the Ultimate Recycler here. We're back in the shop storeroom today for, I think we're episode 16 of the Great Shop Cleanup. You know, it's got to keep continuing because we're going to be out of here at some stage. So far, news on the place for sale, nothing's happened that I know of. There was no action following the auction. There was only one active bidder at the auction, and we haven't heard anything. It's listed for sale. I expect it'll sit on the market for quite some time. That's just my feeling. We'll see how we go. Hopefully we've got a lot of time. Thanks for all your comments on my recent video of the shop tour. I'll be doing them regularly because things are moving quickly in the shop. And when I get a spare day, I'm going to start going around different areas and actually heavily discounting the older stock. So there's room for new stuff that we're finding all the time, but also so that we're not left with anything sort of dead and hard to sell, because while we've got the shops, the best time to get rid of it. Today, we're going to continue in the storeroom here. This red box is next. We got the one off the top the other day where we went through that old antique box and found a number of interesting things, including that gold-plated Art Deco ladies' watch. It's a shame it wasn't real gold, but who knows? There may be real gold lurking in the next box. So I'll have a look in that. I haven't really peeked in. I don't know what's in there. Then we'll work our way down this shelf unit. I'd like to get this shelf unit out of here, or at least have it ready to put into the shop when we sell a display cabinet. And then we'll probably start on this little pile behind, and I don't know, we'll just keep working into the corner. So there's going to be a lot of unusual things stashed aside in here because a lot of this came from my old shop. Let's take the red box through to the counter and go through it. Okay, here we go. And I spot something on top that I think I recognise. How's that? A vintage panda bear soft toy. And the reason I think I recognise it is that I think this was mine when I was a little tacker, like in the 60s. So, yeah, it's actually in pretty good condition. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I should take it home and just prop him up somewhere. He can be friends with Coco. No, I don't think that would be a good idea. Although Coco wouldn't tear him apart. She's not a destructive dog. But when one of Coco's friends visits, there's a sure chance that Coco will offer the other half of the teddy to the visiting dog and they will play tug of war. That's usually what happens. Do you think we should take you home for that? No. Okay, what am I going to do? Maybe I'll just put it back in the bag for now. Maybe I could give it to one of my grandkids. I don't really feel like I should sell it. Not sure what it'd be worth. There's no tag. I didn't see a tag on it. I'll have to ask Mum where it came from. Maybe it was homemade by someone? Not sure, but it's kind of cute, isn't he? All right, well, we'll put that aside for now. What else is in this crate? Well, we have, I think I have more bookwork in here, which you're not going to be seeing. Not that it really matters, but it's pretty boring. Oh, we have some cuttings from newspapers. These were family related. And some old photos from, they're postcards, are they? Or they're photos used as postcards. They're from my old hometown. That one's not. That's from Queenscliff. Souvenir of Queenscliff. And that's been used as a postcard. So, yeah, just family postcards. All right, so that's family-related stuff. No real value there. I won't try and... I could probably sell the postcards, but I'll have a read of them later. All right, there's a tin of assorted pencils. I used to do a bit of pencil sketching. I think that's where they came from. Oh, and I think that was charcoal. It's probably down the bottom of the box now. I once tried a charcoal drawing and I didn't like it at all. A computer mouse. It's just an old USB one. I've got plenty of those. A power cord, standard. Oh, it's not a figure 8 one. That's a slightly different end to your normal figure 8. It's got a flat side. That's useful on older boom boxes. So I will take that cord home. It might be handy one day for my restorations. And we have some booklets here. Building booklets. Victorian timber framing manuals, supplementary tables, same again, and a framing manual. All right, so they look maybe 70s. They might have some value. I don't know where they came from. They're not mine. But it looks like it's basically a lot of facts and figures on building specifications. So definitely a trade reference there. I'll check those out. Oh, and there's a whole heap of paperwork in here. Okay, a lot of this is old stock sheets from when we've done deals. Remembering I've been second-hand dealer for over 20 years, and I've recorded all stock sheets. There's bank statements, no interest at all to you guys, I'm sure. What's down the bottom? Oh, even some vintage books on table tennis, which of course many of you know I'm a serious competitor. Advanced table tennis techniques from the 1970s by the looks of that. And some clippings from the newspaper. Looks like there's a photo of them down the bottom. I'll get that out in case there's anything interesting to show you, but I don't think any of this bookwork's going to be of interest to you. And lots of clippings from newspapers. I used to write articles for newspapers when I ran local competitions. And what's in this? Oh, I think I'd started keeping copies of all the articles I wrote for the newspapers. I don't really need to keep that. Back then I was kind of chuffed to have something I wrote printed in the newspaper, but then it got a bit old hat after a while. Wow, okay. All right, nothing to see here. I'll sort this when we're open next, but a lot of it will probably go in the recycle bin. The only thing I'm going to try and sell maybe is these framing manuals. Yeah, let's go and get something else off that shelf. Okay, well, next up here we have a light, and I used to have this light hanging in my old shop. It looks like we have some more foam packaging, and that's a nice original enamel light shade that's acting like a bell at the moment, and I've had that wired up, and that used to hang over the one of the workbenches in the bloke's room in my old shop, so it wasn't for sale. And there's a few others somewhere, I think they're down there, that I had set up to hang. Now, if we were going to stay in this shop a long time, I was going to hang these over the certain areas of the shop as well for extra lighting and not have them for sale. But because long term, we won't be here long term, I may as well sell them, and I'll get pretty good money. Really good condition. They'd probably date to the 50s or so. They're very industrial and quite valuable. I think I'd probably nearly get $100 for that, maybe 80. I'll have to have a look. I'm going to leave it wired up. I could actually plug it in and have it going, but have a price on it, maybe hang it off the ladders for now. So yeah, I might as well drag these other green ones out while we're talking lights, and I'll hang them up on Friday. Here's another one. It's a green one. The green ones are probably going to get better money. It's got a bit of a ding to the enamel there, but again, in really good condition. I think that one will probably be 100 or so. The other one might be 90, something like that. But yeah, I thought there was another green one, but these are all I can see at the moment. But yeah, I'll hang them up, and next time I do a shop tour, if they haven't sold, I'll show you what they look like. I've got someone playing the piano out there. All right, let's get this tub in on the bench. I have no idea what's in here, even though it's a clear tub. It's quite heavy. It's just, I think, bits and pieces from my old workroom out the back of the old shop. I can see some ram sticks. There's probably more jars of hardware, which will add to our existing jars. And if you saw the last shop tour, you'll know we're down in stock on that. I need to get some more jars of hardware in. Don't know what's in the red one. Let's have a quick look now, because it might be more hardware. It's quite heavy. I'll take these through to the counter and we'll have a look. Okay, before we open those crates, I just did a quick search on these framing manuals. So there's 2 supplementary tables, booklets, and I think they're early 80s. I didn't look for a date. Late 80s, 1989. I've found one of these on eBay at 125 and a few other listings at 60 or 70. None of them had sold. Couldn't see any completed items. I'm going to offer the set here at, say, $30. I think that's much more reasonable. They're obviously not rare because the ones online haven't sold, even though the sellers are quite ambitious. So we'll try $30 on that set. Okay, now I have not taken the lid off this. I'm hoping it's jars of hardware, because I've got, as I said, I need the stock, and I've got a lot of half jars over on the shelf over there that I need to top up. No, it's not. Oh, well, it's some hardware. That's a a chamois for car detailing. Oh, we have bags of tech screws, which are laser light fixtures, so they're for the acrylic roofing cladding. They've got big rubber washers under the heads of the screws. There's another bag of those. We have some fuse wire, a masonry drill bit, a latch, some more tech screws, but they're just standard. If you don't know what a tech screw is, I don't know if tech is short for anything. That's what you're looking at. They're a hex drive, usually 8mm. This one's fine thread with a little drill bit fitting on the end, so I guess that's for fixing metal cladding or something like that perhaps into steel, because it's got a fine thread. We have some little audio plugs, some audio cables, a looks like a microphone extension cable. Oh god, we've got a mixed bag in here. This is a light dimmer, looks like new old stock. A little clamp, some old Bakelite double adapters, a couple of plugs, new old stock plug, some plastic conduit, perhaps a fan control, Martech, very dusty, electrical tape, socket. I think that some of this will be e-waste, some will just go into a box of electrical things at, you know, $1 each or $2 each. Give us some, oh, these are pretty cool. There's some automotive gauges, almost looks new old stock. So there's an oil pressure gauge, a temperature gauge and an ammeter. So it's like an aftermarket. You could screw it under the dash of your car and you can keep an eye on what your engine's doing. Often when guys hotted up their cars, they had extra gauges, so that will certainly sell. There's another Martech fan controller. These would probably be new old stock. I don't know that these will be used though. They're very heavy. I think they've got a transformer in them, so I might just scrap those out. A whole roll of old telecom cable, and that's really it in here. A power supply for a stereo. It's an old linear one, so it's got a heavy transformer in it. 12 volts DC, very common. I'll just scrap that. And another double adapter. So yeah, just little random bits and pieces, some little audio plugs and a lot of dust. So mostly scrap metal, I'd suggest, in this one. These old cables I think will just go in the wire bin. I think I'll scrap these Martech controllers just for the transformer. We'll be able to sell the tech screws, and we'll certainly be able to sell these automotive gauges. I'm not sure what we'll get for those. The light dimmer I think was new old stock. I do have a box somewhere of masonry drill bits. We'll add that one to it. Fuse wire can just go in the $2 box. That new old stock plug might get $5. So not much value there, but at least we'll have another box gone. Just not a lot of return. Alright, I'll price all that out on Friday as well. But yeah, quite a bit of that will probably just go to e-waste, or just in, you know, an assorted box of shed stuff for a couple of dollars each or $1 each or something. Alright, let's have a look in the other tub. Some quick housework. Okay, this one has got, oh, well, there's some RAM sticks. 2 gig RAM sticks, which will probably just go in the scrap. The 4 gig ones will probably sell. I usually get $5 each for those at the moment. Some anti-static bags, which will be handy if I do sell some RAM sticks online. And some jars of bits and pieces. What's in these? Empty. These just empty here. All empty jars in that one. The little baby foods ones, so they're handy for smaller items like split pins or other little bits of hardware. Another empty jar. Some little roller casters off something. Oh, I have a whole collection of these spanners. These are spark plug spanners, usually from, well, often from Victor lawnmowers. They're not always branded Victor. The Victor ones I do put $5 on. None of these ones are branded. I think they're a standard 3/4 inch spark plug spanner or socket. or fitting. That one's a little different. I might just put all these in the $2 box. So I have a $2 box out the front of assorted shed tools. A tray here of random, there's a suitcase handle, random hardware. There's a relay that can probably just go in the scrap. It's a big coil of copper in that one. And some micro switches, some springs, some bushings, just general hardware. Even a power resistor, some large rubber feet. So I'll sort that out and just add that to my jars of hardware. The suitcase handle, or it might suit any sort of box that has these handles, might put $5 on. I have used them myself. In this box we have, again, just an assortment. Let me tip that out somewhere. Here, we'll use the lid. So what do we got here? Some fittings from a meat mincer, the little air line from a bicycle pump, saucepan knob, nice front door knob, that's not so bad, a clamp, that's the cutter from a meat mincer, little brass, solid brass knob of something, a few bits of hardware, that's a little fitting for blowing up a football or a basketball from your bicycle pump. Alright, oh, there's two of those little handles. So just general hardware bits there. Oh, we'll keep this up here because we have another couple to tip out. Oh, we just have galvanised clouts there. Nails. This one has a real mixture as well. Okay. Some more plastic wheels from a toy. Another little cast iron wheel. I mentioned one of those in a recent video. I'm not sure what they're off. That looks like a brass door handle. These are leather bucket washers, I think, or leather cups out of pumps. Some more hardware. There's a nice Art Deco drawer handle. More meat mincer parts. That's quite a nice handle there. It's probably not brass, it's probably die cast and it's brass plated. But yeah, that would probably get $5. Some engineer's chalk, some wood bolts, just lots of stuff to sort out and put into assorted jars. So that's empty. And the last one here, we have a little latch for a trunk, similar to what you'd find on those camphor trunks. Well, the screws are in with it. So it's just a decorative latch. Might get $5. And a range of various saucepan knobs, fairly large ones. And a little, oh, that's been cut off. It was a safety switch. So there we go, that ends the tub. So really very little value, but a lot of stuff to sort out and add to my assorted jars on Friday. Got a lot to do on Friday, haven't I? Okay, a quick look at the area now, and with those boxes gone off the top of that shelf, it's really starting to open out. In fact, it's changing from a room full of stuff to a room with stuff in the corner. Now that's big progress, albeit there's a lot of stuff in the corner and it goes right across, but we are really making some good headway. So there's a couple of boxes, or a box and a crate on the next shelf down. Then there seems to be a lot of empty containers on that one. Possibly some more bookwork, and hardly anything on the bottom shelf. So we will get through this shelf pretty quickly, and we'll be heading into this area where, let's give you a teaser. What's in there under these bags? Oh, okay, vintage gear. That looks like a World War I or World War II water bottle in there, amongst other things. We have an army box there. No idea what's in those, no idea at all. And over here, because we moved that green enamel light shade, we can see a whole box full of very interesting woodwork tools. And yeah, just a real mishmash in the rest of it. There's going to be a range of empty containers and packing and even boxes of plastic bags. There's some more artwork. But there's also going to be some boxes of, well, I know I've got some more electrical. I can see electrical bits in that one. So anyway, that'll do for poking around. We'll get back here as soon as we can and continue working on that shelf. So thanks for following along, guys. I'm really enjoying this journey, and it's not about discovering money so much for me. It's just making space and finding these things I've forgotten about and tidying up loose ends. It's satisfying. I mean, had we not have the pressure to clear the shop up, and there's not a lot of pressure at this stage, but had we not had that catalyst to start doing it, these things might have sat here for decades, and I wouldn't have wanted that. So it's nice to have a bit of a nudge, get things sorted out, discover things from my childhood even. So there we go. What was your favourite item in today's video? The teddy bear? Well, what is it? The panda bear? It's probably mine. I do remember it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Thanks for all the members. If you want to have a look at membership options, I always put it in the description below. I really appreciate everyone's support, but I appreciate all of you. You're not obligated to be a member. Some people just really want to help the channel, and there are benefits involved. We do have a bit of a chat occasionally under a video on Patreon as well. But I appreciate all of you. I'm not going to paywall any of my videos. If you like the channel and you're just happy to watch, I'm happy to have you watching. Give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment. That helps as much as anything. Catch you in the next video. Bye for now.